Hey everyone, what I've got in front of me today is the newest IBG Models kit, the Supermarine Type 300 K5054. This was the first prototype of the legendary World War II fighter, the Supermarine Spitfire. IBG released two variants of this kit, the one I've got here, which includes only markings for the first flight, and the other one, which has other markings and painting options, which this prototype carried until its crash in 1939. This model also includes the standing pilot figure. Because it is a 3D printed model, it will require some previous modeling experience and as such is not recommended to beginner modelers. The first larger sprue, if I can call it this, are the wings, which are printed in one piece. There's a lot of engraved panel and rivet details visible, but they are quite faint and might disappear under a few layers of paint. This sprue also contains separate ailerons and elevators, as well as wheels. Next sprue contains a fuselage, which is printed mostly in one piece. Rivet and panel details are even more faint compared to the wing part, yet they appear quite prominent in the instructions. Let's take a closer look. There's also the front part of the fuselage here, with characteristic exhaust holes, as well as the bottom engine cover. Next sprue contains two different propeller spinners with separate propeller blades and a nicely riveted filter cover. Next is the whole cockpit printed in one piece, complete with seatbelt, instrument panel and nicely detailed joystick. This might be a challenge to paint, but since it's an open design, I guess it shouldn't be too hard. Cockpit is followed by a sprue containing the cockpit sidewalls, which are really nicely detailed, with all the details you can think of and should look awesome once painted. Let's go on. Here are the little detail parts like landing gear legs, filter faces, antennas and similar. These parts are quite small, so care will have to be taken not to miss anything during the construction. And last but not least, the clear parts. They are created by vac form technique. I personally don't like working with vac form, as I find it tedious to cut precisely for good fit, though the scale thickness is much better than with usual injected molded canopies. IBG solved this problem rather interestingly. They 3D printed canopy and windshield framing, and you just simply insert the vac form piece into the framing, glue it, and later shave off the extra vac form plastic. You get two vac form pieces and multiple sets of frames, so even if you fail the first time, they got you covered. Decals were printed by TechMod, which means high quality, minimal carrier film and rich opaque colors. As you can see, there's more decals here than for just first flight aircraft, as the decal sheet is shared between both variants of the kit. Let's take a look at the instructions. Printed on glossy paper and classic design. Historical description of the aircraft in the first page, together with the legend and paint table of different paint manufacturers. The order is standard as well. We start with the cockpit and slowly progress towards the finish. The last page includes a full color diagram for the first flight aircraft. It was painted in combination of aluminium and yellow primer. IBG suggests using yellow zinc chromate, which probably isn't a 100% correct paint, but since there are no color photographs, pieces of aircraft, and just vague descriptions of the color, I guess it is as good starting point as any. Thank you for staying with VVS Modeling. If you like this content, please like and subscribe and stay around for more content. Thank you, goodbye.